Just a beautiful day in South Florida, the redesigned Homestead-Miami Speedway. Mile and a half around, the 4x400 well underway. The final race of the NASCAR Winston Cup season here in 2003. Racing under green will take you through the field. We'll start with number 9, Bill Elliott, in victory lane last week, out front this week.
And Bill, a lot of people thought he might be there again at the end of today. The car looking very good, especially on the last stop, having taken no fresh tires on, fuel only, and no changes to the car. Bill, back to you.
For Johnny Benson, it was 4 tires, a slight air pressure adjustment. He wanted to let the 9 go earlier because he thought Elliott was racing harder. Marty.
Rusty Wallace is in third behind Johnny Benson. Car just a little bit tight. Billy Wilburn, his crew chief, radioed in. How is the car? Rusty said, I'm just a little bit tight, not too bad. No changes. Matt?
Michael Waltrip just gave up that third spot to Rusty Wallace. The reason his car is starting to go to the free side, Slugger Labby working on what adjustments to make to that car for the next stop.
Jeremy Mayfield is, of course, a teammate to Bill Elliott. Both cars red. Both cars have a 9 in them. Both are very fast. And both had no changes on the last stop. Matt?
Jimmy Spencer, remember, no tires on that last stop. It's starting to hurt him. The car is starting to go to the free side, meaning the back end wants to start to come around on entry and on exit. Tommy Baldwin will make an air pressure adjustment on their next stop, Bill.
4-time champion Jeff Gordon, his car is just a little tight in the center of the turns. He's hunting for the right groove on this new track. Here's his conversation with his crew.
Hey, I'm really shocked. I mean, the fast guys are on the bottom, and it's hard to stay down there, but there's not much of an outside groove, especially down there 3 and 4. Keep an eye on that, Ron or Robbie, you know, if that outside lane comes in, because I'm going to have to stick to the bottom here, I believe.
Riding high right now, Gordon in the 24, trying to get to victory lane. He's never won at this track. Marty, about the 29.
That's a pretty impressive run for the 29. Power move past Jeff Gordon on the last lap, going after Jimmy Spencer here off turn 2. No lingering effects from the accident on lap 5. Car, excellent. Bill?
Todd Bodine on his first pit stop, 4 tires, fuel, no changes, but now the car's a little bit tight. They will make an air pressure adjustment on the 54 car. As for Mark Martin, just talked to his new crew chief, Pat Tryson. Car is good. Mark started deep in this field and has moved his way to the top 10, looking for his first win since May of last year.
Yeah, he started 40th, Bill, and he's cracked the top 10. It's Bill Elliott. Go ahead.
And he's one of the fastest race cars on the track right now.
Last lap, he was the fastest car. I'm talking about Mark Martin in the 6th.
Bill Elliott, one of 7 different drivers who've traded the lead 8 times today. He's out in front, just past 100 miles. And let's continue going through the field. How about 11th place, Greg Biffle? Check that. Sterling Marlin has just passed Greg Biffle for the 11th spot. Matt?
He just jumped in that 11th spot. Sterling Marlin fighting what he's been fighting most of the day, starting at lap 4. He is just way too free. 2 tires in the last stop didn't help. They're looking at maybe unhooking the rear sway bar on their next stop, Bill.
Now the 16 of Greg Biffle, the car is loose according to the driver, but if you watch it, it actually looks tight. Some of that may be attributed to the air dam damage in the front of that car. We'll see what happens, Dave.
Joe Nemechek started this race 8th, has fallen back just a bit. His car's been pretty loose. They made a 4-tire and air pressure adjustment on their last stop, and it's gotten a little bit better. Bill?
The 22 car of Scott Wimmer trying to climb into the top 10, but a strong run for him so far. Had a good pit stop working his way forward, Matt.
Bill, here come the Gibbs cars. Tony Stewart in 15th, Bobby Labonte in 16th. On his last stop, they made another repair job to the front nose of Tony Stewart's Chevrolet and made a wedge adjustment. The car was getting too tight, 40th to 15th. Meanwhile, teammate Bobby Labonte, he said the car is nervous on entry, very similar to what Bobby said about his race car in Atlanta, and it's still a little tight off. Meanwhile, the pole sitter, Jamie McMurray, his car still unstable. He says he's not sure what's wrong with it. He feels like there's something wrong with the front of the race car, just no grip.
This could be a big day for Tony Raines. Strong run so far. Wants to make an air pressure adjustment on the front tires and take a rubber out of the left rear tire. He's just a little tight going into the corners. Those are big changes, Dave.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. pitted on lap 5 because he ran through the debris. Those tires might be good later, he said. Hang on to those. They had all the air in them. The last pit stop, just a slight air adjustment. His car was a little bit loose.
Dave, Mike Skinner just passed Dale Earnhardt Jr., and actually they said he was backing off, and we have a caution on the racetrack.
Oh, man, Michael Waltrip, heavy contact. Looks like he might have blown a right front tire. Ran over
Seems
something
that
and
way,
lost
yeah.
the air.
Heavy right front damage. Garage, go to the garage, guys. Go to the garage. Can you bring a set of tires?
Man, and Michael Waltrip's luck, we talked about it, it just continues. All bad.
He was running 5th at the time.
Wow,
And we
what
have
a shot.
Yeah, we have the onboard ride with Michael Waltrip.
Usual for a tire to blow like right there.
Yeah.
Usually it's when you're
All
going
right,
into
guys.
the
I think we
corner.
blew it right front. Talk to me when you get a chance, Mike.
Must have run something over.
Straight to the garage for Michael Waltrip. And the disappointing late season continues for the 15 team.
All right, here the cars come down on the pit road. And all the cars must enter the pits at the access road going in turn 3. Even on the green flag, that's where they've got to come in on the pit road.
20, let's see, make it 32 cars will be on the lead lap.
Now, there isn't a speed limit on the access road, but you can't pass the pace car. So that's why they're running along about 45, 50 miles per hour. Now, when they cross this white line, then the 45 mile per hour speed limit starts. Dave?
Life is simple right now for leader Bill Elliott. Great race car. No changes on the last stop. No changes on this stop. Just fresh tires and full of fuel. Bill?
Going to be just a slight left side air pressure adjustment for Johnny Benson. Had a great car. They asked him to stop short so he wouldn't have any trouble getting out when the 74 pits in front of him, Marty.
Rusty Wallace to his crew. The car is perfect. Don't touch a thing. Billy Wilburn to his crew members. Give me 4 skins and a fast pit stop. Rusty wants to tear away off the windshield. You see that coming off? And another fast stop for the 2 bunch, Matt.
The 7 of Jimmy Spencer hits pit road in the 8th position. They've already made a track bar adjustment up half a round to try to free him up.
First off, looks like Bill Elliott is going to hold the lead, and his teammate Jeremy Mayfield is going to get off pit road second. Check the camera at the scoring line.
Evernham, 1-2.
Johnny Benson, good pit stop for those guys.
Rusty Wallace and then Harvick edging Jimmy Spencer. Caution is out for the 3rd time in this race. Can't prove to Michael Waltrip there are no walls here.
Spin up ahead. Stay up high. Clear. All clear. Nice job, man. Oh, I made it.
How about the McDonald's Drive-Thru Pit Crew Championship from Rockingham, fueled by Powerade? Bill Elliott's team spending the least amount of time on pit road among participating crews, also winning the Pit Crew Championship contest there. A story for a day later in this month. The season standings were tied coming into this race for the $200,000 top prize. But with Michael Waltrip going out of the race, it looks like Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team's going to win it.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team gets $200,000 plus what they've won this year. I think Slugger Labbitt told me this morning that his team had won $100,000 in that competition this year. Plus, they were hoping to get the $200,000. Not to be, Slugger, sorry.
So we'll tip the cap to Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s guys for winning the big bucks. Bill Elliott's crew got the job done quickest on this set of pit stops. Let's meet the men over the wall.
Mike Ford, crew chief, Morristown, Tennessee.
Mike Jansen, windshield, Sibley, Iowa.
Nick Bailey, front tire carrier, Huntersville, North Carolina.
Jim Pullman, front tire changer, Oak Lawn, Illinois.
Todd Colburn, Jackman, Saline, Ohio.
Eric Wakeland, rear tire carrier, Plymouth, Indiana.
Joe Krushek, rear tire changer, Piers, Minnesota.
Rodney Rhodes, gas man, Chesapeake, Virginia.
Steve Lawrence, catch can, Sound Beach, Long Island, New York.
Bill Elliott's crew got him out first after their speedy 4-tire change. Michael Waltrip in the garage.
And he is standing by, has looked over the tire, has looked over the right front fender there. Have you looked over yourself? Are you okay?
I'm fine, but one day, man, they'll refer to me and Rusty Wallace, Dale Jarrett, us guys that used to race around these tracks with concrete walls around them as pioneers. These safer barriers, I can't overemphasize or overstate how significant it was that was out there. I was right on the very bottom of the track, blew a right front, and experience told me that I was fixing to get hurt, and went up and hit the cushiony wall, and while it didn't feel good, the Napa Chevy held together, and we're not hurt. So had a really strong car, run the top 5 most all day, thank Napa, Domino's, Klausner, Oreos, all the folks that made this year possible. It's a good one, but it ended on a bad note.
All right, well, they're going to see if they can get it back out, but it's pretty well damaged, guys.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Michael Waltrip probably done for the day. Now, Jimmy Johnson in that 48 car is 1 lap down, needing to get himself to the front of the cars 1 lap down to try and get the Lucky Dog Award. Ricky Craven got it on this last caution. And that right there puts Jimmy Johnson in position to get his lap back if the yellow comes out.
Hey, he's going to pass the leader. He's not going to worry about getting the lucky dog. Just stay in front of Bill Elliott. Caution flag comes out. They'll let you go around and make up that lap and a half. Battle for the lead. Here comes Benson. Oh, no, couldn't make it that time.
Johnny Benson under Jeremy Mayfield for second. That's a change of position. Remember, Mayfield beat Benson off the pit lane. Rusty Wallace in the mix there. You got Kevin Harvick 5th, Jeff Gordon 6th, Jimmy Spencer 7th. Mark Martin, Todd Bodine, and Greg Biffle rounded out the top 10.
Boy, Benson is really coming off the corner. He's going to lose second position to Mayfield. But he runs that bottom groove and really comes off the corner well.
Remember that Johnny Benson did the Goodyear tire test here a few weeks ago, along with Scott Wimmer and Dave Blaney. Nothing but praise for the racetrack's layout.
Here you see a BP stock. Oh, slipped a little bit there. Just enough for.
No caution. Caution is out.
Caution is out. Jeff Green in trouble in the 43.
Like he has lost an engine. I see some smoke. The engine isn't running because of the flame in the exhaust pipe.
Jeff was running 18th at the time he had his problem. And the caution comes out for the 4th time in the race. First caution of the race at lap 5. Dave, you've got one of the drivers involved.
That was Kurt Busch, who had an all too close view of that. Kurt, what happened on lap 5?
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer deal. We're waiting for the race to start to pan out for us. And I've been in championship runs before, and all we had to do today was mind our own business. And I was probably going to fade back a little bit. And I guess Harvick decided he needed to pass us both right now and wrecked us both. And just an unfortunate incident. I mean, we're here trying to finish in the top 10 in points, and we're in no hurry to go any which way. And just, I mean, that's been our luck this year. It just doesn't seem to ever fall into place for us, and we're never in the right place at the right time. But we got 4 wins out of this year, and we made a strong run here or there. It's tough. I wish I could have got the race today and maybe get in the top 10 in points, but oh well.
And his team will go to work, and we'll see him in Daytona. Alan?
Kurt Busch was leading Terry Labonte by 56 points coming into the race for that final spot on stage in New York. And now it looks like with the final tally of NASCAR's top 10 is rung up, it's not going to include Kurt. Terry Labonte's going to get up on stage.
As they run.
But he's got to finish.
Yep.
Yes, he does.
Run.
And Jeff Burton's not far behind both of them. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s in. Mostly guys toward the back of the lead lap. By the way, Jimmy Johnson with the caution.
He's on the lead lap.
Back in the hunt. Johnson is on pit road as well. 82 of 267 laps complete. Bill Elliott is the leader of the Ford 400 in Homestead.